because I really wanted to film this video. The last video that I filmed about sleep training did really well, and I had a lot of fun, and I think you guys like got some really good information. Even like somebody was even doing the training and like shared the video, which was like so awesome. So I just wanted to thank that person for that. I just really wanted to start this YouTube channel to like help other moms. If you hear noise, it's because there's children around. So this is gonna be the nap sleep training technique that I do. So I'm gonna link the video up above and below about the general sleep training technique that I do. But I did touch about starting that sleep training at nap time, but I wanted to kind of go like more in depth about it because I feel like it was a little confusing in that video. For the nap time thing, it's literally that. So like you start the sleep training cry out method during the day, during nap time, not at night. At night you just, let things fester essentially. No. But so what I do, or what I did, was you can start this at any time. So I suggest the sooner the better. But a lot of people like aren't really comfortable with that. I kind of started this at like the 4 or 5 month range. Kind of once they start like waking up and they're just like, whoa, like this is, whoa, and they start crying more and they're fussy and like you can tell that they're tired, but they're not sleeping or they're not napping. And there is something that I totally believe in where if they sleep good during the day, they'll sleep good at night. And I definitely think that that's a thing. So you want to get them to nap during the day. In order to do that, you want them to nap in their crib. So that means throw out the rock and play, throw out the carrier, throw out the stuff that's not the crib. You don't need to throw it out, but you need to use the crib because that's ultimately where they're going to be sleeping for a good portion of their young life. So they need to get used to that. And you should get used to it too because they're not gonna always fit in that rock and play. But they'll fit in the crib for a while. This crib should be in a dark room, either your room or the baby's room. This room should be dark. It should be fairly cool, so like 71, 72 range, around there. And the sound machine. I'll see if I can find the one that we have, I'll link it down below. But a sound machine, yes. And like, music is fine. I kind of feel like music is almost something that like turns them, puts the brain on. So I feel like white noise is a little bit better than music, if that makes sense. And the baby. So you should start this with the morning nap, or you could start it in the afternoon nap too, but normally children get 2 naps a day. So when they're little, so what you would do, make sure the child is dry and fed, like fully fed, like nice and big stomach, really dry diaper. And if they have a blanket or a lovey or something like that, that should definitely be with them. So you go upstairs and, this should kind of be like, you're holding them and, okay, like it's nap time. Like definitely using the words is important. Taking a deep breath yourself is also important. So go into their room. Their room should be dark when you go in. So that means like, get some night vision goggles if you can't see in the dark, or like a little night light, but really like it should be like dark in there where you're just like, yeah. You don't want to be putting them in the crib and like closing drapes. No. That kind of wakes them up a little bit too much because they're like, oh, mom's still in the room. And so sound machine should be on as you're walking in as well. So dark room, you bring them in. And once you step in that room, do not make eye contact. Like, I know this sounds weird, but just don't, because the eye contact, like that's when they think, oh, it's playtime. Mom wants to engage with me. Yes, like that, you want to do that during the day when they're awake. You really want to engage, like be right up in their face. But when they're sleeping, like, this is all business. Like, you're trying to teach them a lesson here. So in order to do that, you need to be all about business. So you can still hug them and like give them a little kiss and like pat their cute little head, you know, but you don't really want to be like, oh, like that, no. So place them in their bed sweetly, you know, don't like drop them in there. Place them in their bed, still not looking in the eye. Like, you can still pat the head, you know, place them in there. And then you just leave. You do not linger there for more than a minute, because if you linger, then they're like, oh, if I like keep looking, or if I keep doing this, she's gonna stay. No, you put them down and you just go. And now they're probably gonna start crying while you're going, but you just go, you close the door, you go downstairs, go outside, whatever, and you set your timer for 15 to 20 minutes and you let them cry. And just like in that other sleep training video, you do that 3 times. And so like 15 minutes goes by, the timer goes off, and you do not go in there until the timer goes off. Then you can go up, console until, nurse, whatever. Console until they've calmed down enough where they're sort of not like die crying. And then you put them back down, no eye contact again, and you leave, even if they're still screaming. As you've put them down, you leave, close the door, and you set the timer for another 15 minutes. And you do that for 3 times. And like, guaranteed that 3rd time they should pretty much almost be sleeping. If they're not by that 3rd time, then you go back up there or wherever they are, bring them back down into where everybody else is doing something, and console them maybe for like probably 30 minutes or so, and then you bring them right back upstairs and you do it, and you do the 15 minutes 3 times again until they're asleep. And now this might take most of the day, so you want to kind of block out your time, or it might not work, like they might not sleep at all. But at some point, and it's fine if even during that day, that first day, that they like sleep in the car seat or something, whatever, that's fine. But you want to do it the next day or the next time that it's time for nap. And you really want to do that for at least a week. It should only be horrible and like crying and very upsetting for 3 to 4 days. And then after that, they'll be like, oh, this is how I fall asleep. The crying out portion is important for them because they learn how to put themselves to sleep. So some of them like kick or bring their fingers up to their mouth, whatever it is. But during that crying out method, or like they touch their face, whatever, they figure it out. They figure out how to self-soothe. And that's really important. So that's kind of like the nap time routine. I do suggest like them having a blanket or some type of lovey of yours. Also, if you have like a night shirt or even your pillowcase, if you put that down flat in their crib, you can that can kind of help them feel a little bit closer to you because of your smell. If you have nursing pads, you can put those under the sheets, kind of like by where their head is, where you'd put them there, and they would smell you. Yeah, whatever. It's weird, but it works. It totally does work. So I hope it works for you. And if it does, please comment down below, or if you have any questions, or if it doesn't work for you, comment down below and maybe I could give you a little tweaking. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in my next.